How'd you get here?
I finally am getting to Sonic Roboblast 2. After a millennia of playing Sonic fan games online, after 3 trillion years, can't even count on my fingers the amount of millennia I've been doing this shit, alright? Why have I put it off for so long? Why have I done this, you might be asking? This is the best Sonic fan game ever made. And that's why I've been putting it off, man. That's why I've been putting it off, because guess what? I don't think this is the best Sonic fan game ever made. In fact, I think this is probably on the neutral to bad side of Sonic fan games. If we're comparing this to other fan works, other fan projects we currently have access to, this shit kind of sucks. And I have had this opinion since day one of playing this. And I've played this 3 or 4 times now. I think this is my 4th time playing this fucking game. And I genuinely thought I was tweaking about this game, about this experience, because I remember disliking it greatly, and yet I go online everywhere, and everyone is sucking it off, and it's just wild to me. It is wild to me, because I think I'm a pretty average, normal Sonic fan, alright? I've got 10 fingers and many toes, and, you know, I like Sonic games, and I've been playing them for years. That's the average Sonic experience. Alright, the Sonic fan experience, 10 fingers, many toes. Super average. Alright? But apparently not. Because there are people, Sonic fans or not, that will suck this game off like crazy. And I just don't really get it. And okay, let me go into it, right? But before you leave a mean comment on this video saying I'm gonna end your life, before you make me a fucking statistic, alright? Listen to me, alright? SRB2 fans, listen to me. Please, alright? There are a few things that I think permeate this entire experience that are just not fixable, and it is overall game feel. This game feels like actual dog shit to control, and here's why. They have simultaneously made Sonic feel too heavy and too light and slippery at the same time. I don't know how that's possible, but it has been done. Through the grace of Satan himself, it has been done. Because this just feels... I'm about to throw up thinking about how it feels playing this game, alright? 1. Sonic feels like a geriatric old man the way he be jumping, alright? That shit is like fucking a white boy NBA type jump, alright? They're not there. They're not there for a reason, bro. It's because their feet need to be staying on the ground, okay? Okay? We cannot jump. We cannot jump. And that's what Sonic feels like. That's what he fucking feels like right now. And I fucking hate it. He jumps so low, no matter how much you spam the spacebar, that shit ain't gonna work. Sonic will jump. That's pretty much the height of his jump. You see that shit right there? You see how he jumps like a fucking rock? Yeah. It's like a 3-year-old tossing a fucking massive ton rock in the air. Notice how it doesn't move? Yeah, it's Sonic right now. But beyond that, right, you can still gain speed when you're pressing a direction in the air. It's not like, okay, you have whatever momentum you had on the ground, you press jump, you're kind of locked into a momentum, right? You jumped at this speed, the arc and the movement of your jump are going to be dictated by that speed that you left the ground with. Or, hey, maybe the jump has a consistent movement speed for like some simpler platformers, and the momentum you leave the ground with won't really matter, right? It's a Sonic game, the momentum you leave the ground with it's gonna matter, alright? It's gonna fucking matter. Not in this game, because you can jump, and then if you didn't have any momentum going into it, if you start pressing W, you will start gaining speed while in the air. And that sucks so bad. It feels terrible, because not only does Sonic jump and like a fucking toddler, alright? He moves, he's so fast and so slippery on the ground and also in the air, and it feels like you're never in control of him. You can never jump to try to correct shit because your jump is fucking awful, and you're gonna be constantly needing to correct shit because moving around in this just doesn't feel natural at all. Anybody who has played a Sonic game before will touch this and be like, what the fuck is going on? It feels awful. It feels terrible. Beyond that, you have the Thok, which, for those of you who don't know, who aren't deeply ingrained in the Sonic fan game community, that's the move where you shoot yourself in one direction, and that's kind of all it does. It is effectively a souped-up version of the kind of air homing attack thing, and it could have worked if Sonic felt any better. I feel like in a game like this, where Sonic's jump is dog shit, and he feels terrible to control, on ground and on air, it feels weird to not have a corrective move, and I think that's why a lot of people kind of try to treat the Thok like a corrective move for the air, because you really feel like you fucking need one in this game. Or else you're just gonna fling yourself off into death or like lower paths very quickly, very easily. It does not feel like you're in control. So obviously, yeah, it'd be nice to have a little thing that could help with control. The Thok's not that. The Thok is, if anything, takes away control more. So it's very much fun to use when the level design specifically has places where it's like, yeah, you can skip over some slight platforming with this. We know you want to use the Thok here, use the fucking Thok here. It's nice there, because it's very intentionally designed for that, but it doesn't add to the moveset in a way that I think genuinely benefits Sonic here. If anything, it makes him feel even more limited, because the only air mobility option he has is to fucking fling himself in a direction at Mach 11, and that's it. That's not really air mobility. That's like, it's cool, it's kind of like a fucking air boost or whatever, but it would be nice to have more. It would be nice to be able to control Sonic and feel like I know what I'm doing more, even after playing this game 30 million times, right? Any way that could have counteracted the bad movement is honestly what I'm talking about. Like, I would love that in any way, but the Thok is not that. So I understand why people use the Thok wrong, but it's fucking whatever. There are a lot of people that get really mad when people try to use the Thok like a air homing attack type thing for correcting platform mistakes or whatever. And I don't understand how you can look at this shit and be like, yeah, no, it's their fault they're trying to use it that way. No, it feels natural to have that in something like this. The fact that people need those so often in this game, even if they've been playing Sonic forever, I don't know. It's something to think about. Food for thought. Why do people feel like they need that air correction thing? Why do people feel like they need a little bit more air mobility in this case? People aren't just using it to try to fucking skip shit, alright? Because the Thok is great at skipping shit. It's doing a lovely job of that. If people were trying to skip shit with the Thok, yeah, they would not be fucking it up as bad as they are. Why aren't they trying to use it like a little homing attack air boost thing, Maybe it's because they want better air mobility? Is that part of it? I'm sorry, I need to be less combative. It's not that deep. It's a fucking Sonic fan game from fucking 800 BC. It's fine. It's fine. I'm just tired of people saying it's so peak. I don't get it. I don't get it. And like, it's fine. If you like this a lot, if you like the way it feels, that's great. I'm not dissing that. These are just the reasons that I don't like it. And I think a lot of people treat this game as kind of this infallible thing. Don't fucking do that. There are plenty of valid reasons to dislike this shit. Alright? There are plenty of reasons. Reason number, what are we at? 3 now, I think? Level design here, it's so unfortunate that a lot of the time it's really good, because there are also some moments of just sheer stupidity. Like, it is simultaneously one of the most interesting games in the Sonic fan game catalog, level design wise, and also one of the most damning, and one of the ones that falls most into the I fucked up, whoopsie baby, doo-doo dog shit category. That's the word I was looking for. I'm losing it. You get lost very easily in this game. Very easily, especially in the second zone, Techno Hill. You can get lost so fucking easily, and it is so annoying to maneuver Sonic that getting yourself back on track is so frustrating. I had been running around the wrong area that entire time, and now finally I'm back on track. How do I know that? Is the level telling me where to go? Not fucking really. I have to dick around until I kind of figure it out. And if you've played these a million times, if you played every single one of these levels a trillion gazillion times, then yeah, you probably won't have any issue with this. But come the fuck on. Like, I am struggling, man. I'm struggling. It's hard to tell where you're supposed to go. And there are rings that kind of push you in that direction. And for the most part, those rings do a relatively good job heavy lifting. But it's really noticeable when they don't. When the levels start to think that they can get away with putting a bunch of fucking just platforming shit everywhere and making a super open experience, the rings can no longer do that heavy lifting, because there are so many rings everywhere, and they're telling you to go in different directions or whatever, and you know, converging pathways have rings telling you to do different things, but depending on the direction you're coming from, you know, that context is going to change whether you'd be like, oh, those rings are telling me to go forward, or oh no, those rings are telling me to go backwards. It's not elegantly done, and there are a lot of instances where I just cannot figure out where the fuck I'm going, and it stops being fun. And I don't want to have to maneuver Sonic back onto the right path, because he feels like shit to maneuver, and I have to do some wonky-ass, slow-ass platforming to make it happen. Doing any form of tight platforming in this game is what Satan dreams of. It's what he dreams of. It's what he fucking jerks off to at night thinking about. It is awful. It is terrible. And there's so much tight platforming later. When you get the hang of, like, making Sonic move around like like when you understand that Sonic is going to move like a goddamn freak, you can start to have a little bit of fun and flow to the levels. Like Castle Eggman in this recording session that I did, I actually had a pretty good time with for the most part, but there's still so many instances of really just fucking awful, terrible, tiny segments of really tight-knit platforming, and my asshole is constantly puckered, because I'm like, will Sonic do what I want him to do? Will he do what I want him to do here? And it's just, oh, it sucks. Oh, it sucks. These bosses also, they're fine. It's been so much worse in other 3D Sonic fan games, I can't even talk that much shit here, but I guess there's more of this game that we can play, so see you next time.